is here. My brother is in the building. Can we have it one more time, please, please? Hi, Swizzy.
I like the Space Center. Every time I come in here, the Space Center, the graphics is like 4D.
Feels good, right?
Yeah, I like this.
It's a good little vibe in here.
Yeah.
I had to put this up because when people be waving hello when they're by the window,
Throwing your whole vibe
somebody will
off.
be like breaking down their life story, emotional, and then somebody's like, "Hey."
That's smart. That's smart.
So we just put that up sometimes.
And it got your logo too.
Yeah, you gotta have a logo.
Yeah, I like that logo.
Thanks, man. It's an A, it's an M, it's like an infinity thing, all in one. So funny. I think you say that because you're probably one of my friends who is in touch with the art world as much as you are. And we were just talking about this in the room because Honey German, who runs our digital, she's bought a couple of Claus pieces because she said the kind of whatever she bought was like a kind of affordable, or when she got it was like affordable, and because she saw you talk about it, she like, let me get this now because.
Yeah, it's up there.
What's happening? What I was going to ask you about the thing is then I thought maybe Swizz could tell us who's the next big. I just moved. I need stuff I have nothing on my walls. Nothing right now.
That's easy.
Who's the next big? Who should people be investing in if you have a little bit of bread to maybe start dabbling in that space?
Hundreds of thousands of people, by the way.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's your top? Do you have a top 5?
It depends. It depends on your budget. It depends on your taste level. It depends on are you going for classical art? What the name I hate, what they would call street art, or the name I also hate, fine art. Because art is art. It's just from an artist's expression to yours. Can you relate to it? So some people, they buy just to have fun. But if you're buying as investment pieces, it's a whole different lane. Different
purchase.
Yeah, it's a whole different purchase.
Got it.
Which I could break down to you and all the guys. But there's no wrong way of art. But there's just, you just know on it. It's just like artists, right? Like who's on a trajectory to going to be that next person, and who's just cool and we just dance in the street or dance in the club, but you probably won't really take it serious like that. Right. So there's some artists that you should definitely take serious, and there's some artists that you could just have fun with. So you do both, right? You invest in what has been your best art investment? Like your greatest turnaround? I feel all of it. Yeah, but there has to be some piece that's like you bought it for this and then now it's worth this. The reason why I say all of it is because we invested into the African American market before it got to where it got to now. We were a part of it being where it's at now, and all of those pieces went up, times 20, times 50, times 60. And for us to be in early and believe in that and like put all the chips on it and actually hit is different, right? So like most of the Dean collection has been successful, and a lot of those artists are unknown artists that became known artists, or known artists that people forgot about. And like who? I mean, even like Kerry James Marshall, who's the #1 highest paid living African American artist, who Diddy owns that piece. Right, through Sotheby's, I did the transaction with him, like Kerry James Marshall per se. Oh, you helped him do that? Yeah, I did that transaction with him. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. When you say you do the transaction, what happens? Puff calls you and says, "I want to buy a piece." Yeah, so I'm in the middle with Sotheby's and also with Diddy, protecting him as well and letting him understand what this means, which he's educated in his own way. But sitting down with his financial team and really letting them know what this piece is getting ready to be, why it's important to keep it in the culture. And I came in line, like he stood up to the plate and kept that Kerry James Marshall in our culture, which nobody really talks about. He don't really even talk about it like that, which is cool, but I'm going to talk about it. Why is that important for somebody that doesn't understand the space or the art world like that? A lot of us say we're the culture and we don't own none of the culture. Got it. Right? And so for Diddy to own that piece, that means it stays in the culture. That means that it's not going out the culture to someone's barn in the Hamptons to show off at cocktail hour. That means that it can stay in our community and go on tour to where the youth can see these amazing masterpieces like what we do at our Gordon Potts collections and so when forth. You do that, you take your pieces and you put them out so that people can share them and experience them. Yeah, most of my collection's out on loan to different museums, organizations, because for me, everyone should be able to see the art. It shouldn't be locked up in some vault waiting for the artist to pass away and then cash out. It can be that game. Yeah. But my thing is create the entry point, which I did with no commissions, in the Dean collection, but then put those things out there so people can see it even when we're not having an event. And so that's where, and then also I haven't seen a lot of our last names on works in museums as far as from this collection, from that collection. There's rarely people of black and brown color. So that's something I wanted to change also.
That's incredible. Yeah. How can people, so if you don't have a lot of, because if you don't have a lot of money, but you love art, right? Then how do you even begin to enter that world? Isn't like all the good, like, don't you have to have?
I have something coming for that, because that has been like a big question. And, I see people sometimes spending their last on thinking that it's something that they're going to get what they hear in the news or feel with the art. Oh, this big investment. And one thing I tell people is like, buy from your heart, right? Like, don't just, it's not like a Bitcoin. Like, it's not like, art is not like a hustle. It can be, but it's better when it's not. It's better when you get something that you love, you paid a decent price, and, then you get the phone call. It's like, yo, that piece that you paid $5,000 is $25,000 now, or that piece you paid a G is now $5,000. Like, just feeling that.
You're using
amazing.
Humble numbers. I know you're spending money, bigger money than that.
Yeah, but I'm talking to the masses.
Yeah, no,
right. But that's like saying, I got to go to work every day, and if I don't have a Rolls Royce to go to work, I'm not going to work to feed my family. Right. You might got to start off in a Honda. Yeah. And then you move up to, it's the same thing at art. Yeah. Like, it's not just for rich people.
And that is probably a big misconception, right?
It's the biggest misconception.
So what are you going to do about that, Swizz? It's up to you, our art hero.
It's coming. The app is built, so.
Oh, there's an app?
Yeah, the app is going through beta testing right now. It's called Smart Collection.
When can we get at it? When can I get my first piece from there?
Bang.
Ooh.
And I'm not even supposed to be talking about it, but it's Angie, so I could talk about it. I usually was saving this for the...
It's all right. You can still do it's going to be a big deal anyway. It doesn't matter. But that's exciting.
Yeah. So now people are already seeing what the Dean Collection have done, and with no commission. So we know what we're talking about in art.
Yeah.
And my thing is that there's no entry points. Like, see what you're saying right now, but imagine it's like, you know what? I'm going to go to Smart Collection and see who's the next up and coming 20 artists from around the world. Prices under $1,000, prices over $1,000. There's an entry point for everyone in there, but on the back end, the artists that are selling their works, we're giving them the business background for them to follow, and not just posting works. Like, no, you're gonna know where your clients are, how to price your works, what are you doing wrong, and you keep 100% of your sales, by the way. So,
wow,
yeah.
So there's no gallery commission or anything like that for them to post that, but you've always been about that anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you. Aren't you doing something too in upstate New York or something, like a school or?
Yeah, right now we're going through all of. That's how it got out. It got out from us doing all the coordinates and the clearances, because I just want to make sure the 10-year plan I have, I could really build out and do, and them, without them, they saying yes to everything, but it's like, okay, well, what's this the waste like? What's the land like? Can I build a hotel on here for the dorms? Can I build
what is your vision? What do you see?
I see a creative campus.
A whole campus.
Yeah, it's 110 acres. And
is it a college or is it just
one school? One is 3 buildings on there now, and so the first building I would turn into the school, where you would get 2-week education, but the 2-week education is going to give you like the power up. Like, you're going to be able to take those 2 weeks of what you're learning, whether and it's not just about art, it's all mediums. So, the business of art, the business of music, the business of technology, the business of finance. Brilliant. And because a lot of people don't have that much time, you can't spend like 3 years and all this time. And
nobody wants to, right?
Racking up all this money in debt. So my thing is like, how can we do a forward educational incubator where the people that's coming in, they can use what we're giving them today. They can apply that like tomorrow. And I feel that it'll make the educational thing cooler as well, because people want to get an education, but they like, man, like, how can I get in? Or
they don't have the 4 years or the 8 years.
4 years, I can't put this and I can't do that. And so I just
especially in the arts.
Yeah.
They're not willing to stop for 4 to 8 or however long.
It's too much. Because even like the 3 years I did in Harvard was amazing, reading all those case studies, and now being, they did a case study of myself coming out in November, which is like from the Bronx to Harlem,
Wow.
to Harvard, which is crazy. But the 3-year class that I took called Launching New Ventures, I built so many things from. Like I built no commissions from that. I learned how to structure the Dean Collection from that. That was 3 weeks. But I learned what I needed to learn in the 2 weeks. The last week was just recap. And I was like, if our people had this, I think we'll see a lot of different changes, because most people have amazing ideas, but they like, damn, like how do I get this idea off the ground?
Yeah.
This is going to show you how to get your ideas off the ground for sure.
So is this like when do you see this happening or coming to fruition?
I'm on it. You know,
Is this like a next year, 10 years? What are we thinking?
Yeah, I mean, so I got a conference call after this to go over where we at with everything. And the city's been so supportive.
You never cease to amaze me, Swizzy.
You know, because for me, I feel that the creatives need to own the institutions, right? Like if we don't own the institutions, then we're always trying to fit into other people's institutions and other people's things that's probably not 100% based off of for us, right? So like you'll see a big company and a big name, and they'll probably carve out like 1% for the creatives, and that's a lot of money compared to. It might seem like big checks, but it's like, just think like that whole company, 1% is dedicated to you. So imagine if we own something that's 100% dedicated to us, and then we still take their 1% that they willing to give and add it to a bigger situation to where you really can feel it, and it's not a play for those companies.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And anybody can go. Oh, yeah. We'll have when that's. I know it's too soon.
Yeah.
When it's closer, I have so many questions about it.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah. So the main building, one building is a school, one building is the Dean Collection Museum for the public, so they can see the collection when they want to. Then the other building is a performing arts space that you could just transform into any space. It's like
do events and do
it's like 3 airplane
presentations
hangars,
and
conventions, anything you want there. And then later on, I have plans of building out the rest of the stuff.
So you've been sitting around doing nothing, huh? You've been sitting around just chilling,
man,
spending your money, just doing nothing. Clearly,
Godfather of Harlem Zone.
Wow, that's really impressive and exciting. Oh, speaking of Godfather of Harlem, so you also in the middle of all of this found some time to. What is your role on this? You're the music supervisor,
executive producer. Yeah, music producer.
Okay, so what is it? So this is a prequel. Is this right?
This is a TV.
It's a TV show.
TV series. Yes, on Epix.
But is it supposed to be connected to? Why am I blacking out on the movie? American Gangster?
I mean, you can say that because Frank Lucas and Bumpy and all of those different things there. But I think, for me, I think it stands on its own.
Okay.
I love it because of the educational part of it. You know, you're going to see Malcolm in ways you haven't seen him before. You're going to see Ali in ways you haven't seen him before. You know, and the way Forrest Whitaker is playing Bumpy Johnson is on a totally different level. We got an all-star cast. I mean, you know. So you're executive producing the show also? No, just the music side. The music side. Yeah, got it. Just all of the music come through moi. It's a very big important part of this. Oh, it's a dedicated job. Have you ever done that before? Not for a TV show, but I scored Any Given Sunday, Biker Boy. I scored a bunch of movies and stuff. But this is I always pay attention to that because I love really like the scoring and the music of a show or a movie could really change the whole vibe. It could ruin it. Yes, as we've seen. I'm not gonna really blow nobody up. Or like I'm watching Snowfall. You watch Snowfall on FX? No. It's so good, Swizz. You should watch it. I know. I just don't have the time. But also it's good. But it's really well scored. Score is the key because it takes you through the times, and it's not. Sometimes it's like the typical song of that era of that time, and it becomes like you could see the people working in a weird way musically. Yeah, if that makes sense. I like it. I like when you challenge. I like it because for me, the show allowed me to change up my whole vibe on different things. Even though the song with me, X and Ross, that sound like typical Swizz. Yeah. But the song with me, Buddy, Ferg, and Wale, like that's like a different Swizz. But then I get into like Emily Sandé. Is it all new music? Yeah, all new music. Oh wow. Yeah, all new music. And so like every I think we're doing like every episode we dropping 2 songs. Got it. And so we've finished all that already, and you dropped a few already, like 4, right? Just 2. Oh, only 2. Yeah, just those 2. I guess you've been on stuff lately, so it feels like you've been. I had 9 records out last month.
My God, Swizz. Again, doing nothing with himself, just sitting around.
You gotta stay busy.
You stay busy.
You gotta stay busy.
It's so good. And then the one with X. How is X? He's good?
He's good. Yeah, he should be landing in about an hour.
I love how
we shoot the video for Godfather tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Yeah, the Ross one.
I love how I don't know what the word is, but like honorable you are about your friendships.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that means a lot to you to make sure, like,
Certain people is.
yeah, I can see that.
I gotta cross the water. You know,
No matter what.
Yeah, I'm like, damn. I ain't even bring. It's raining now. I ain't even bring my raincoat, but we gotta go.
Right. And X is clearly one of them.
X is one of them. It's snowing. I got my shorts on. That mountain. All right, let's go.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because I know who he really is. You know, it's a difference. Like, if he was what people kind of probably think he is, maybe a bad person, maybe this, maybe that. Like, I know, like, we slept on floors together, right? And so, just making it from that alone with him is an honorable badge that I gotta always. I used to say hold him down, but lift him up, right? And the difference between now and then is that he want to lift himself up also, and that's why we getting this different type of X with the consistency and active, and even the way he's rapping on the Raw song on our single, and you know, got his deal with Def Jam now, got a bunch of movies on the table. You know, when it's right, it's right.
Yeah.
But it's only right when he want it to be right. And this has been the most consistent
But
I've
even
seen.
when he didn't want it to be right, you still were like,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is just a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's good times for you then.
yeah, this is just a plus.
That's great.
You know, I'm speaking on the phone. He's like, yeah, you know, I'm on my way. You know, I'm flying private, right? I said, okay. I said, okay. I said, I like you like that. I said, I can get addicted. Like,
And expensive.
yes.
Who was I talking to the other day? Oh, Missy. Missy told me she never flies private
Wow.
because she wants to save her money.
Look, I cut down on a lot of privates because of
Really?
art and because of other things. You just can't do everything.
Yeah.
You know,
And it's expensive as hell, but it's also hard.
Yeah.
I guess once you go there, it's hard to like
it's hard if you
go back.
If it's hard if you don't have a bunch of goals, or if you don't have other things that you have to balance. Like, that's one thing that the youth is gonna understand, that you're gonna have to have the balance. Like, my wife don't fly private all the time. Like, just now she was on a private flight. Like,
Really?
yeah. But there's things that we're enjoying way more than a private flight.
We saw you on your honeymoon trip. That looked incredible. And
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been 9 years.
Crazy.
That's a quick 9. It feels like
Nah,
a quick
that was
9
different.
years.
That was different. That was like 9. Like, I'm
We're
like,
here. What are you going to do for 10? Have you thought about it?
Yeah.
Because you guys are notorious
Yeah,
for
this
this.
the 10th is gonna be. Well, we're gonna get remarried.
You are?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, get remarried, a different cultural wedding. Just a whole different vibe. We just want to experience something new and just change the whole vibe of it and just have fun.
keep it
all of
fresh.
Yeah. That's the key.
Yeah.
It's like not letting what you have get old, you know, staying ahead of it, keeping the fun, and just switching the climate up.
I can't even imagine what that renewal is going to be like.
You get the invite.
I'm going to start looking for an outfit on tomorrow, on Tuesday.
Yeah. It's not in America, though.
I didn't think it would be. Why would it
Yes,
be?
yes.
I'm already imagining the different places it could be.
You know exactly where it's going to be.
That's exciting. And all your kids will be like old enough to like
Yeah.
be present in different ways. And
Yeah, and the theme would be from that place.
got it.
The music, the food, the outfits, just, you know, just giving ourselves a chance to just open up even more, you know, and just embracing the world instead of this one little box of what we get to see every day. You know, and then even letting the kids see that. It's like, wow, you can do things different. Like, wow, I might not even want an American wedding. I might want a wedding from this country. I might want to switch it up like this, you know, and just open up all options for creativity to renewals.
So dope.
Yeah.
Inspiring. Oh, Swizzy. What else do we need to tell people about today? I'm sorry, because I could talk to you about any of those subjects for an hour each, by the way. Relationship, art, just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Longevity, reinvention.
That's the key. That's the key. That's the thing that people you gotta monitor your burn rate.
What do you mean?
As an artist, you gotta, like most artists, they just want to just max out, and it's cool to max out in the beginning, but sometimes you gotta make yourself cold on purpose, right, and then come back from that.
On purpose? Oh, because you're gonna lay low.
Yeah, you gotta make yourself cold on purpose. I think like a lot of artists, they don't cool themselves off. They wait for the people to cool them off.
Ooh.
And that's the worst. Like you kind of like, you can see the iceberg. You kind of, you know what? Let me freeze myself before I hit that iceberg, because that's a real iceberg. But
and then how do you do that? Just lay low?
Just lay low, give B-side records, kind of be in it but not in it until you're ready to get back in it. Then you have this whole list of and plans with announcements, with everything feeling
so people
fresh.
Feel the difference.
Yeah, you have to make people feel the difference.
That's great advice.
Yeah. You gotta, because people want what they can't have, right? And then when we give them too much of that thing, it doesn't become special anymore. Especially when you got 10 people taking from what you just done.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally eating from your pie already. So I feel, going dark and reinventing, coming back is like the key. And that's what I've been doing since 17. It's like I have my moments, then I disappear and do something else.
Mm-hmm.
Then come back with a whole new conversation. Today we talking about Godfather, Harlem, Bumpy Johnson, talking about the schools,
and art,
all these different, right? And it's just like when we go away, when that mission is complete.
We're going to talk about this 10-year anniversary.
Talk about this 10
somewhere on the other side of the earth. That's what we're going to talk about then.
That's going to be zone.
You always keep it fresh, baby. It's so good to see you.
Yes.
When do people see the show?
Well, I was saying the 28th all day, and this is bad.
Is this wrong?
But it's the 29th.
Ooh!
I finally got it right.
September 29th?
Yeah.
Okay, September 29th.
Yes. September 29th on Epics.
On Epics.
Yes.
Dope.
Yes. Shout to Marquand.
Will you make a little guest appearance or something, or no? You're just behind?
Well, I think Chris Mercado's writing me in now.
Is that right?
Yeah. So he did Narcos. So we got the Narcos team behind this as well.
That feels real.
It's probably the most dangerous show that's going to be on TV.
Wow.
Yeah, in a good way and in a dangerous way.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Yeah, it gets real.
Especially in this time, in this climate, you're talking about things that people can have different opinions on, probably, right?
They're going to have opinions.
Yeah, I bet.
You know what's crazy is that when you look at this, it's like we're looking at a show today. That's the crazy part.
What do you mean?
Because the show was shot back then, but the issues that they're dealing with,
similar.
They're the same. When you see Malcolm's character, when you see all of the characters and the different things that they're fighting, and from the police brutality to everything these are real conversations today. It's not like, oh, I remember when that used to happen. It was like, damn, that's still happening.
Yeah.
That's the scary part about the film, about the show.
And I can't wait till you come back so we can talk about this school. I think that's crazy.
Yes, we got to talk about a couple more things. Yeah.
Well, before you go, I have to say thank you for doing my show. Swizz Beatz is one of the guests on Untold Stories of Hip Hop, which is coming.
I love that. When is that?
We had fun, right?
That was crazy.
You're a good storyteller, Swizzy, and you got stories for days. And we air the 26th, September 26th, Thursdays.
So this Virgo season.
We both have new shows, Swizzy.
Yes.
This is very exciting. We should celebrate. We should have a party. We have new shows party.
I like that. Let's do that for real.
Can we do it at your new house?
That's far.
Okay, because I've seen the new house. I don't know. You want to talk
do it
about
up the block.
They're talking about your new home on the internet. Is that weird for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's not. Just to put things in the air and and they come back. It's just. I'm in awe.
What do you mean? What'd you put in the air?
It's been like a dream place for 8 years. It's been like it's a special one for us.
Because the reports say it's like the Tony Stark's house.
Yeah.
Is this really what it is?
Yeah.
But is it like a recreation of
it? It's where Tony Stark's got the inspiration.
It's the actual house? What do you mean?
Where they got Wallace Cunningham is the designer. The Razor House is very, very famous piece of architecture. And that's the house.
And you bought it?
That's the house.
You've been eyeballing it, clearly.
Sleeping in it.
You're sleeping in it currently. Is it weird?
Very.
Like what?
Weird.
Do you feel like a superhero when you wake up in the morning?
Yeah, in some type of ways.
Yeah.
In some type of ways. Because it's like, imagine going from your screen, from it being, look, I can't make this up, like it being like your screensaver forever on your phone and your computer, and like,
yeah,
that's what you wake up to now. It's crazy.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're saying to me. Please, just give me a little bit. What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Imagine you vision something and you put it on your vision board.
Yeah.
And it's on your screensaver every day as you.
Oh, so this was something you've
dreamt
dreamt
of. This is on my
of.
screensaver. Like this is
the
like
Tony Stark's house. Is there a better name for
the
it?
Razor House.
The Razor House.
It's called the Razor.
It's the Razor House, and it's on your vision board.
It was, yes.
It's an expensive house.
Yes.
You work very hard. It's okay.
Yes.
Right.
We both work very hard.
Yeah. Yes. I didn't even know of the Razor House until I heard about this. You have this vision for the Razor House, then you buy the Razor House, and you're sleeping in it.
Yeah.
Your wife has to see your vision, right? You can't just be like, I have a vision for the Razor House.
She's a part of the vision. She's 50% of the vision at all times.
Yeah. That's a good relationship.
Let's get it clear.
So she was into the vision.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's cool because we're both into each other's vision.
Yeah.
You know, but this was just.
So you're in the house. We're going to have parties? What else?
I'm going to send you the invite as soon as we get off.
Okay, good. One time for Swizz Beatz, everybody.
Yes.
Spot 105.1.